We are in the depths of Scorpio season, and I'm sure you are feeling the full range of emotions right now. Hello, I am Carrie Samuels, your intuitive counselor and happiness coach with your November forecast, and I want to help put this in context for you, the astrology happening now and the numerology, because astrology and numerology helps us understand why things are happening as much as what is happening. And before we talk about that, I just want to check in with you. How are you doing? How are you feeling? There's so much happening right now and it can feel overwhelming. And if you are a sensitive, an empath, an HSP, or just a human, things can feel a lot right now. So I want to make sure that you are nurturing yourself, nurturing your spirit, your emotions, practicing self-care. It is so important, okay? So let's talk about the astrology and the numerology. We are in Scorpio season. The sun is in Scorpio until the 23rd of this month. And also at the beginning of this month, up until the middle, Mars, the warrior planet, and Mercury are also in Scorpio. And Mars is a ruling planet of Scorpio, in addition to Pluto. They're co-rulers. Pluto, the lord of the underworld. So we have Sun, Mars, Mercury in this sign of intensity and transformation, connecting with the shadow. Now, Mercury is how you communicate, and Mars actually rules war and sharp objects. So when you have these together, it can be like a war of the words. And so you want to make sure that you're speaking carefully and in a way that is kind and loving to yourself and to others. So it's very important that you are the peace in the world, right? That you generate peace through kindness with yourself and others. And our words are important, and how we communicate and what we communicate is important. And it's also very necessary right now when you're like, what is going on in the world and how can I feel helpless, right? Like, what can I do? Your talents and what you're sharing in your heart and what you are communicating is so important. Each of us has our place to make our little corner of the universe more beautiful. So I'm just reminding you that you do that you have that power. So use your talents, use your gifts, use your voice to uplift and inspire, to help, and be passionate, right? Express your passions. That's how we all make a difference in the world. That's how you make a difference in the world. Scorpio is a sign of transformation. And yes, everybody knows Scorpio for its emotional intensity and its sexiness, right? There's a lot to Scorpio because transformation isn't just like, oh, you go from one thing to the other. Transformation is a process of really going through something, working through something, and making it something different. That is what Scorpio is about. Pluto, its ruler, the lord of the underworld, the shadow, the stuff we don't want to deal with. So in Scorpio season, you're connecting with the deepest parts of yourself. And we just went through eclipse season, which brought up things that have previously been eclipsed from our consciousness, brought up painful truths, personally and collectively. So Scorpio season is really intensifying that process. So you're getting in touch with deep emotions. Scorpio has 4 processes to it. It's very complex. Yes, it's emotionally intense. What does that mean? So we have these 4 symbols of Scorpio. It's not just the scorpion. There's 4 symbols of Scorpio. It's the only sign that has that. It's so complex, right? That's right. Try to get to understand it, right? It's fathomless. Like the ocean is fathoms deep, just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. Scorpio is fixed water. And that requires a stillness within you as well, to get to know your depths. So the 4 totems, the 4 symbols of Scorpio are like this. So we begin with the scorpion, right? Scorpions are not to be messed with. So they wait, right? They wait for their prey. And then they have a stinger. And that stinger is part of what the shadow of Scorpio is. It's that just pure survival and vengefulness and wrath that can be just like working with pure instinct and pure survival is a shadow element of Scorpio. And that's why they can be known to be vindictive if that's the shadow element, right? If they're in the shadow. But that's not what all Scorpio is about, right? That is just one part of it. Again, the shadow. And we all have that part of us, right? The instinct, the one that snaps. And maybe now, when you're feeling overwhelmed or not processing your emotions, you could snap at people. Again, remember, Mercury and Mars are in Scorpio the first part of this month too. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of working with just that pure instinct, the triggers, and not moving through that. The second totem of Scorpio, there's 4, remember. It's not just the scorpion, it's the snake. So it's scorpion, snake, eagle, phoenix. And I'll get to those in a minute. The snake is instinct, but there's movement with the snake. It's not like the scorpion that just waits, right? There's movement, and it's also instinctual, but there's a sense of shedding old skin, releasing this aspect of old identities, old triggers, old belief systems that are no longer serving your higher purpose. And this snake, the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail, is a sense of cycles and coming to completion, coming full circle, and also the mind connecting with instinct. So you have some dominion over how you process these heavier, triggering emotions. And then we move into the eagle consciousness, which is rising above things, having a bird's eye view, having a spiritual perspective, and seeing things from a higher ground, rising above the drama that's triggering you, rising above it and seeing things from a higher, grander perspective with objectivity. And that's mindfulness. That's how you can help transform your emotions, which brings us to the phoenix, rising from the ashes, alchemy. And so this is the lesson of Scorpio. And please make sure that you're being mindful in your life to be the eagle, to be the phoenix. And we have an incredible numerology this month. So November 2023 is a 9 universal month, which is all about letting go, endings to create beginnings, right? That process that Scorpio teaches us, death, rebirth. Death and rebirth, the cycles of nature. As the trees here in the northern hemisphere are letting go of their leaves, they're preserving life. So this is an inward process, right? So Scorpio, whether you live in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, the archetype is about going within and being very deliberate with your energy, connecting with your deeper emotions, and all that life that's happening beneath the surface, even when the exterior, the trees are not showing that. But the trees are naked in their beauty, right? Being yourself, being authentic. And 1111 is always such a special number. This year, November 11th, 1111, is also an 11 universal day. So it's 11, 11, 11. 11 teaches us so much. 11 is a master number. And it brings lessons to help you master your life. Again, mastering spiritual lessons isn't an easy process. It takes spiritual strength and courage and mindfulness, right? So we have this 11, 11, 11 day. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there that's like, oh, 11 is the instant manifestation number. That's not true. Nothing on this planet is instant. This is a process. This is a process of going within and transforming. And 11 in numerology actually reduces, the word light in numerology actually reduces to the number 11. The word psychic reduces to 11. The word Jesus reduces to the number 11. It's very much about elevating your consciousness and bringing light, because there's this sense of a quickening between spirit and matter because of that sacred geometry, right? Like you're right in the center of these two columns of light. 11 also has a shadow because you can have two beings, two entities standing in whatever they believe to be true with no middle ground, or you can have two people standing in their truth and cooperating. It can bring a lot of things because it brings more light. And with more light, you can see the shadow. So everything about this month is about bringing light to the shadow, making you aware of what's in your heart, the things that you've overlooked, the people you've overlooked, right? The self-care that you've overlooked, the feelings that you have not wanted to deal with. That's what this month is about. And that 11 teaches you to have the courage to step into a new way of being. It's like a pillar. Walk through those pillars. Now, when you're heading off into a new way of being, you want to travel lightly. You want to take as little baggage with you as you can. So, with that said, I have 3 action steps to make the most of this marvelous month. Your first action step is to pause to process your feelings. There's a lot. You don't want to just keep going. You want to give yourself the time and the space to feel the full range of your human emotions. Also, with that Mars-Mercury conjunction in Scorpio, you want to be very mindful that you're not speaking from a sense of anger or heightened emotions. You want to be mindful, slow down, be that still water of Scorpio, okay? That's what it teaches you, to use that stillness to get to the depths. Pause, okay? Which brings me to our second action step, which is to be in nature. Now notice I didn't say to go into nature. Be in nature. Let yourself be. Let yourself truly experience nature. So take some time, instead of just going and being on your phone and listening to podcasts or worrying or whatever you do, truly take in the glory that is our planet. And even when things are slowing down and trees are letting go of their leaves, all the squirrels running around, gathering their resources, the birds, the leaves moving and the light, how it moves against the trees, how things feel against your skin, really just be in it. And that will help ground and center you so you can process those feelings. Now, your third action step is to focus on what's important. Just like the energy of autumn is about preserving energy, and winter is about really conserving that energy so that you can have new life. And again, this is an archetype no matter where you are in the world. in your life right now, especially with this 9 universal month of letting go and the Scorpion energy of preservation. This is a really beautiful time to truly put your mind on what's important. And also, because Scorpio is about death and rebirth, something about our mortality, right, reminds us to only focus on what is important. And so be mindful of that throughout the day. Is this a good use of my energy? Is this how I want to dedicate my life force right now? Is this nourishing me or benefiting the world? So really be mindful as you focus your energy throughout this month, that it's towards something that is nourishing and nurturing for you and loved ones and the greater good. So I also have something free that can help you in this time of immense change. I have a free Embody the Light meditation that's going to help you connect with the light within you and shine that light more brightly in the world and focus on light and life-giving through this season of change and transformation. So you can access that free meditation using the link below in the description. And if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it. That helps me share my message with the world as well. And make sure you're subscribed to this channel because I have so much more to share with you. I am wishing you a spectacular Scorpio and Sagittarius season and beyond. I love you so much. Lots of love. Bye for now.